Yo people, my name is Katsuro Watanabe and these are my introduction slides. Now, let's get into it. First off, I'm 18 years old and I'm a rebel who decided to take up streaming and content creation to entertain and bring joy to the world through gaming and talking about what I love. Now here is my Yoshi mark. My birthday is December 7th, so it's coming up and I'm gonna turn 19 this year. Then, I speak both English y también hablo español, ya que esos son los dos idiomas que puedo hablar. I also love gaming and anime, and I've loved them all throughout my life. Then my namer tag is Max888, and then these are two hashtags for any fan stuff that you might want to make. Now, to get some, for you to get to know me more, here are my 3x3s, and let's just go through them. First off, for my anime, we have Fate Apocrypha. While I know it's not the best Fate series, it is a guilty pleasure of mine that I've always enjoyed watching and going back to because I just love the characters like Mordred, and I know it's very unpopular, but I do like Sieg and Jan, and it's just a guilty pleasure show that I like. Then we have Gundam, which Gundam Unicorn, which was my first Gundam series and has had such a big impact on my entire Gundam journey. And Gundam Unicorn is just such a good show, even without knowing anything about Gundam. I loved it as it was my first one, and honestly, it's what got me into the whole franchise. And the Unicorn is peak mecha design. Which next leads us to my second favorite anime of all time, Steins Gate, which is one of my favorite shows of all time because I love time travel and it's the characters are so amazing. Like Okabe Rintaro or Honin Kiyoma. I love that guy. Such a peak character and one of the best shows ever made, even if it does take a little bit to get going. Then we have my favorite anime of all time, Gurren Lagann. This show is incredible. There is no show that has impacted me as much as this show. It has literally everything. It has some of the best over the top action. It has some of the best over the top characters. I just love this show for what it is. And it's my favorite and will always be my favorite until something better comes out. But that is very unlikely. Then we have the first anime I ever watched, which was introduced to me by my parents, being Messenger Z. And while I don't remember too much of it, since it's been a very long time since I've seen it, it is a show that impacted my taste in anime for a really long time, which, as you can see, is a lot of mecha. Because, let's be honest, what's cooler than a mecha? Next, we have my favorite isekai of all time, ReZero, which, honestly, season 1, when it first came out, was incredible, but then it continues to blow me away because it just keeps getting better and better with each season. With, for example, in season 2, the episode with the parents, like, you can't not cry during that. Which, it's just a top tier anime with amazing characters. And Natsuki Subaru is a goat, let's be honest. Following that, we have Grand Blue, which is the funniest anime I've ever seen. Like the faces they make, it's so funny. And while it's not the best, like it just needs to be here. Furthermore, we have Code Geass, which is another mech anime with an amazing story, even if there are some hiccups here and there. Plus, the ending, let's be honest, that's the biggest reason it's here. And for good reason, since it was an amazing ending that sticks with you for basically forever. And finally, for the anime, we have Bunny Girl Senpai, which was my first romance anime, and honestly might be my favorite of all time, with Sakuta being one of the best protagonists, and it's just an amazing show, and I feel like that's the romance genre really, really well. Now, let's get into the games that have been very important in my life. First off, we have Elden Ring, which was the second FromSoft game I played, which the first one being Dark Souls 3, which took me a really long time to get into, as I couldn't beat Gundyr for a really long time. But during COVID, I just got through it, and once I finally beat Gundyr, I will never forget that moment, which is the reason why I play FromSoft games. And now I've played most of them. I've played Bloodborne, I played um, Armored Core, and I've played um, Elden Ring, which I do feel does the Dark Souls genre really, really well. As it gives me the freedom to, explore. And I have beaten the game 100%, and I despise the final boss in the DLC. I hate Radon so much. Since it took me a really long time to beat him. But, we got it done, and it was peak. I'll never forget that. Next up, we have Persona 5, which I played while I was in high school. And it took me ages to beat, since I could only play for small periods of time after school and during weekends. But the connection I had with the characters by the end of the game, there's nothing, no other game has had me feeling like that ever. And I did cry after the game ended. During the credits, that song, it just left such a big impact on me. And that's the reason why Persona 5 is my favorite game of all time. Next up, we have Baldur's Gate, which is an amazing game, as I feel like everyone knows. And it's just a really, really good game that I have played a lot, especially with my younger brother. And it's just really, really fun to play with so many options and a lot of replayability. Next up, we have Pokemon, which is a game that ever since Black and White, I've played every single mainline Pokemon game. And while I understand that it might not be the best, especially the most modern games, it's just one of those games that's has stayed with you for forever, and it's just like you can't stop playing now. It's too late. And while I hope they improve, I'll I'll keep saying I love Pokemon because it's such an important franchise to the entirety of my life. Next, we have Fortnite. And I don't want to be that guy, but I've spent way too much time on Fortnite during the peak era, since I started playing during Chapter 2 when the game first came out, and I've been playing ever since. And while I've had massive breaks in between, I've also had massive sprees, especially during summers with friends. There's no other game I've played as much, I'll be honest. Next, we have Yakuza. I love the Yakuza series. It's one of my newest um, JRPG, as I did start with Like a Dragon, um, which is very different from the rest of the franchise. But the characters are what really, and the world, are what really bring you into the world of Yakuza, and what makes it one of the best franchises of all time. Next, we have Minecraft. It's a classic. Everyone knows Minecraft. And, of course, it's one of those games that everyone, from my generation at least, has played at least once. Started in the tablet, obviously, and Now I play on my computer with mods, which is really, really nice. And finally, we have Marvel Rivals and I suppose Overwatch 2, which are two games I absolutely love and is one of my favorite genres, being hero shooters. And while there aren't that many that are good, these two games I have played a lot, even though not too recently, they're just games I always go back to, as they're always a fun time when they go right. Now, let's get into some of the things that I love. First off, we have comics. I love comics, both from Marvel and DC, with Nightwing being my favorite DC superhero, and Spider Man being my favorite Marvel hero, which I feel are pretty safe picks, and I hope that in the new Teen Titans movie we get a Nightwing. I need him to have some representation. Furthermore, we move into manhwa. I am a big manhwa reader, with titles such as Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, Hardcore Leveling Warrior, Doombreaker, and Reborn Rage being some of the few that I really, really enjoy. Some other ones could include Miriam RPG Simulation, which recently came back and is really good. It's quite basic, but it really does it well. Furthermore, I love Kamen Rider and Tokusatsu, and it's one of my favorite things. And while I did get into it rather recently, um, ever since I found it like about 2 years ago, I think, it's just been such a big part of my life, and I have collected a lot of drivers during that time. With Zero One being my first, as it was in Tokusatsu and it was the easiest to watch. Then for my VTuber inspirations, we have Kanoipi Mori and Iron Mouse, which are two amazing VTubers, which just coincidentally got um, nominated for VTuber of the Year in the Streamer Awards, which definitely deserved. These two are some of my favorite VTubers of all time, and I have been watching them for a really, really long time. I think I've started watching Callie since during her first year, I'd like to say, and Mouse when she first started working with Sea Dog, since I was an avid Sea Dog fan back then. Next, and finally, from the things I love, making games, as that is the dream and the eventual goal for this channel, and being to promote my games and hopefully have you guys play them. Now, next we have the model, and I'm not the best artist, so this is what we have for now, just a PNG, but I don't feel it's too bad, and I feel like for now it works. Now, here are some of my goals for the future. First off, I'd love to have 100 subs on YouTube. I'd love to get through my stream library and make a simple game and upload it into itch.io. Now, for some longer term goals, I'd like to make a proper model, which is slightly better than what I have currently. I'd love to get 1,000 subs. That'd be such a huge accomplishment. And my eventual goal is to make a complete game and release it on Steam. But it will be a while till I manage to get that. Now, here are some of the games that I will play in the future: Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, Fear and Hunger 2, World of Horror, Valhalla, Darkest Dungeon, Needy Streamer Overlord, Pokemon Infinite Infusion, and some visual novels. Those are some of the games I have in my Steam library and would love to get through, and some of the games that I'd love to see played. I love more indie games, so I will see and look to find more of these games to play, as I always love a good story game. Now, here are some of the videos I'll make and hope you watch. First off, are story summaries for my original stories, existing games, and existing anime, video game playthroughs, um, games for noobs, and anime reviews, and whatever else I feel like making. But those are some of the things you can expect to see from this channel. And thank you for watching. It might be not the best work, but I feel like it's a good start, and I hope that we both grow in this journey together. Thank you for watching. See you next time.